Hello, my name is Ari Waldman. I'm a person who stutters. Today I'm going to be practicing pausing by video Tanya, day 40, Sunday, November 29, 2020, the 13th day of the Jewish month of Kislev. From Chabad.org, daily study, daily Tanya, Kuntras Acharon, essay 5. I lost it. Oh, great. Kuntras Acharon, essay 5. The mitzvot requiring action were a major theme in essay 4, where the Alter Rebbe explained how their observance extricates and elevates the sparks of holiness that originated in the world of Tohu, and that are embedded in the material world, and thereby causes godliness to descend there. The same, it was stated, is true regarding the study of the laws that govern the mitzvot. The Alter Rebbe went on to say that this applies as well to the prohibitory mitzvot, where one cannot apply the dictum that it is considered as if one performed the command. Moreover, Torah study remains valuable even with regard to the laws concerning situations that will never occur, even though there too we cannot say that if one remain passive and did not transgress, he is rewarded, as if he had performed a mitzvah. Nevertheless, even in such cases, a Torah law draws down supernal wisdom within the world. In the essay before us, the Alter Rebbe will state that although it would seem that purifications, berurim, cannot be brought about when studying these types of laws, for one only draws down supernal wisdom. Yet, in point of fact, purifications do come about through this Torah study. Moreover, the reason for this is not that the Torah study leads one to observe a positive commandment or to refrain from transgressing a prohibition, nor is it that by virtue of his study he is regarded as if he performed the passive commandment or is rewarded for refraining from transgressing a prohibition. V'la havin parate ha halachot delo shchiche klal. Let us understand how this applies to the details of the laws that never occur at all. V'yefshar shalo hayu meolam b'mitziut, and possibly never actually existed. Mikol shekain shalo yiyu la'ati lavo, and certainly will not come to pass in the time to come. Kamo parate dine pigol v'chae gona. For example, the detailed laws of pigol and the like. How does the study of these laws extract, refine, and elevate the sparks of Toho? Hine modat zot shekol isur shebeolam yesh lo shoresh makor chayim beklipa. It is known that every prohibited thing in this world as a source and a root of life of the klipot. She'im lo kain, lo haya yachol liot, mitziut ba'olam, bilti, hashpa'a elyona. Otherwise, it could not exist in this world without the flow from above, i.e., without receiving of vitality from a spiritual source. Ve'afilu ha-misalsel bisharo v'chahai gavana mikabel chayoto biraga zu be'hechalut haklipa kamo shekatuv bezohar. Even one who crinkles his hair and the like receives his life force at that moment from the spiritual chambers of klipot, as is explained in the Zohar. V'hilchach gam parute ha'isurim shelo ba'u lidei maase me'olam ba'olam hazeh hagashmi. Come on. Therefore, even the particular prohibitions that never became practical issues in this physical world, mikol makom sharashe chayutam hein mitziot bepoal mamash behechalot haklipa. Still, the roots of their life force do actually exist in the spiritual chambers of the klipot. V'gam ha-paratim sheyuchal liot shelo hayu v'lo yiyu liolam b'mtziut. Even the particular instances that possibly never did and never will actually occur, kugon taut ushgagot shtia v'kare lit shi'e as ire kule v'chaha'e gavana. For example, errors and unwitting misdeeds Jen, I lost it. Can you come here?
Yeah.
I need help.
What? I was thinking maybe instead of cooking in the oven, we can cook the turkey in the chicken pot.
I need help. I lost the Tanya.
Oh.
It disappeared.
You stopped recording?
No, I didn't. Zen, can you help me?
Can you stop a button so I can look?
No. Is it here?
Try to press the refresh. Is the internet working?
It's working. I just lost it. Chrome. No, not there. Is it here? Here. Desktop 2. The desktop?
I don't know anything.
It's okay. Just hold on a second. I'm going back to Chabad.org. Marine values. Tanya. It disappeared. Okay. For example, Kagon taut vishgagot shtia vikare litshie asire kule vichahai gavana. For example, errors and unwitting misdeeds, like when tithing erroneously, calling the 9th sheep the 10th, and the like, to lo shayach b'mezid lihiyot klipa shora alzeh, the kind of eventuality that cannot deliberate and thereby cause klipa to light upon it. V'yuchal lihiyot dikahae gavana eino b'mitziut beheichalot haklipa. Possibly in these circumstances it does not exist in the chambers of the klipot. How then does it possess a source and root in the klipot? Hagaha me ad mor Baal Tzemach Tzedek Zachoronu Livracha Nishmato Eden Nira Li Ma Shekatav V'yochal Liot Alma Delo Brera Le Hayinu Mishum Shehish Gagot Ve'ot Minoga Im Kain Yesh Lomar Yesh Lahem Shoresh Vehichalot Denoga. Instead, inserted by the Tzemach Tzedek, of blessed memory, it appears to me that the Alter Rebbe uses the word possibly implying uncertainty because unwitting errors derive from Noga. It may therefore be said that their origin is in the chambers of Noga. Mikol makom al kol panim yashanu mitziut lahavdil b'chochma iloa shenit pashta bifrat ze l'Moshe Rabbeinu alav hashalom b'Sinai. In any event, it does not exist, if not in klipot, then at least keeping in mind the distinction between the sacred and the profane, in the supreme wisdom that issued and descended in this detail to Moses at Sinai. Kamamar, ma shekol talmid, vatik atid lechodesh kule, as in the expression, whatever teaching any seasoned student will one day innovate was taught to Moses at Sinai. V'chol parte ha'abiot the Rabbi Yirmiyah. Likewise, all the detailed queries of Rav Yirmiyah, who posed so many hypothetical possibilities that he was escorted from the house of study, as the Gemara relates. Obviously, his queries involve situations that were entirely unlikely to ever take place. Rach to kule perek daled dechulim. And detailed queries, such as if she wrapped him in chapter 4 of Hulin, the question discussed there is whether a firstborn animal can be considered to have directly opened the womb, and hence be sanctified in either of two hypothetical cases. According to Rashi, it is a question of what happens if the person assisting in the birth entirely wraps up the animal as it is born. According to Rabbeinu Tam, the question involves a multiple birth, with the cow being born together with the firstborn bull and wrapping itself completely around it, something extremely unlikely to ever occur. Nevertheless, all these detailed queries were given to Moses at Sinai. Ki hit pashtut chochma ila'a hi bechinat ein sof ha-miluvash ba befoal mamash, for the extension of the supreme wisdom that is vested in the laws of Torah is infinite, since the infinite is actually clothed in it. V'chol prat halachahu shar nimshech mechochma ilah. Every particular of the law is a gate drawn from the supreme wisdom. Disad beraita umilubash ba, which founded the daughter and clothed in it. Chochma, the father, founded Malchut, the daughter. Malchut is the mouth, which we call the oral law. Chochma then is clothed in the laws of the oral Torah, as they are to be found in their source in Malchut of Atzilut. Umamana nemshech umitlabesh b'bria yitzira asiya. And from Malchut Chachma is drawn down and invested in Bria, Yitzira, and Asiya. The Alter Rebbe will now conclude by explaining how this brings about the refinement of the sparks. V'noda ki yinikach haklipot me'achorayim di yud svirat dikudsha. It is known that the nurture of the klipot derives from the hinder part of the 10 sefirot of holiness. V'prat mit laboshim, the yud sefirot, the bria yitzira asiya, and more precisely from the garments of the 10 sefirot, Bria, Yitzira, and Asiya, Uvefrat, the Yitzira, the Asiya, ha-me-or-rabim, Biklipa. And yet, more precisely, they derive their nurture from the garments of Yitzira and Asiya that are intermingled with Klipot. The evil of the Klipot in the world of Yitzira and Asiya is intermingled with the good. Kenoda she yenikatam mebchinat halvushim, for as is known, their nurture derives from the state of garments. V'al yedei esek ha-halachot Bedibur umachshava mit parsim v'mit pardim mehakadusha. Through the study of the laws in speech and in thought, they become separated and distinct from the sacred. Kumosha katuv בתיקונים, בתיקונים, וראיה, בהימנה, לאב rasha kule. Thus, it is stated in Tikkunim and Raya Mehemna to separate, etc., the klipot from holiness through Torah study. How does Torah study accomplish the separation and refinement of the klipot? When the issue of supernal wisdom, originally in Torah, was unable to effect this. And there came about the admixture of good and evil in the worlds of Yetzirah and Asiyah. V'hayinu kenoda mema she'amru al shalo baruchu b'Torah tchila kule. This accords what is known concerning the teaching of our sages, in answer to the prophet's query, why was the land destroyed? For they did not recite the blessing before Torah study. The inner meaning of this is that the people of those times failed to draw down the infinite light into their study of the Torah. For Baruch, the root of the word in the holy tongue that means blessing signifies drawing down. Evil cannot be separated from good by the Torah alone. It must be studied in the proper manner. Shehu al yedei hamshechet or ein sof b'chachma ilah hamit lobeshet bahen. The separation is affected by drawing the infinite light into the supreme wisdom clothed in them in the laws of the Torah. Just want to scroll down. V'chachma u'bechachma it bareru ba'or ein sof sheba. Through chachma they are sorted out through the infinite light that is within it, i.e. within chachma. This is equally true regarding the study of the laws of prohibitory commands, even those that most probably will never occur. For the Torah study itself accomplishes this purification. V'hem sha'acha zu na'asa al yedei diyukan ha'elyon shel ha'adam ha'osek gam kein b'halachot elu lamala. This light is drawn into the supreme wisdom by the supernal likeness of man, who is also occupied with these laws above. When a man studies Torah below, his source above engages in Torah study as well. B'shorasho, b'nukva, deza, deberia yetzira asiya. In its source, in nukva of za, abriya yetzira and asiya, uvazeh yuvan, chiyuv kol nefesh ruach neshama lehashlim kol hataryag machashava dibor umasa. Thus we can understand the requirement that every nefesh ruach and neshama fulfill all 613 commandments in thought, speech, and deed. shehein prate ha'halachot, meaning the details of the laws for thought, speech, and speech. Refer to the study of all these details. V'tzrichot lavo begilgul lehashlim haTorah b'pshat remez drush sod. Any nefesh ruach and neshama that failed to complete a previous mission in this world must be incarcerated to fulfill the Torah. In its simple meaning, allusions, homiletics, and secrets, kedei levarer kol ha-berurin ha-nogim lahem mikol harapach shehi komat adam shlema. In order to sort out and refine all that pertains to them from among the 288 sparks that constitutes the complete structure of man. Taryag bechinot, klalot, klaliot, upratiot. With these 613 categories, general and particular, they relate to each soul. Aval la'atid lavo sheyosh alam. Ha-berur yeh osek ha-Torah b'vchinat aseh tov levad. But in the time to come, when the refinement is culminated, the study of Torah will be in the form of do good alone, and no longer in order to separate from good from evil. Lahalot ha-nefesh, ruach neshama, me'ala, ad ein sof. Its purpose will be to elevate the nefesh, ruach, and neshama ever and infinitely higher. V'gam b'shisa lo ta'aseh b'sharashan lamala shehein gvurot kedushot. And also with regard to the study of the 365 prohibitions, to elevate them to their source, the holy attributes of severity, la v'le hamtikin b'chasidim b'ramach mitzvot aseh. V'le chalilon yachad, and to sweeten them through the attributes of kindness that are in the 248 positive commandments, and to fuse them, the attributes of severity with the attributes of kindness. V'al kain ha-Torah kula nitzchit biklala uve prata. The entire Torah is thus eternal, in general and in detail, i.e., including even all the detailed laws that have no practical application at all in the time to come. Shigam prate ha-halachot d'shisa lo ta'asa hein anafim me he klalut. Meha klalut. For even the individual laws of the 365 prohibitions are branches of the Torah's general statements. V'yesh lekulam shoresh lamala ba gvurot dekudusha. All of them have a source above, and the 5 holy attributes of severity. Kmo hashasa lo tasa atzman shehein lamala bechinat hadam ham mechaya ha'ivarim dekelim dezah. Just as the 365 prohibitions themselves, as they are above, in the state of blood that animates the organs of the vessels of Zah. This is the end of my video tehillim, day 40. Have a great day.